Hey there, it's Dawn. Thank you so much for purchasing the wedding handbook. I'm so excited to share this with you and for you to create your own as an awesome resource for your wedding couples. This has been such a helpful tool for me to share with my clients, and I can't wait for it to be the same for you as well. So in this video, I'm just going to walk you through all the content that I include for my clients, and I will give you some tips how to customize it to make it your own. If you're looking for help customizing the design, be sure to watch Morgan's video about how to customize your templates. So I send this guide to wedding couples shortly after they book with me. It's kind of the first step in their booking process, and it just helps answer questions before they have them and helps them feel informed and prepared and taken care of. I recommend using what I have here as inspiration and then just customizing everything to make it unique to your brand. So here we have the cover page, and I just have the title as Wedding Handbook. You can customize that and make it your own. And then I have a small tagline that I include on different branding elements like my website. And then I tried to find a really epic wedding photo that was outdoors and really representative of the types of weddings I love to shoot. So this is the introductory page. You can include something like a little introduction, just share in their excitement and kind of explain what this guide is for and what you'll be covering in here. Here, I just give a small checklist of things to consider before the day of the wedding, so I'll get into those on the next couple slides. So first, the timeline. I explain how I help with the timeline and what my role is in that, and that I will work with them and their coordinator to come up with a photo timeline, and you can feel free to insert whatever your process is with the timeline here. And then transportation between locations. A lot of times my couples are getting ready somewhere and then having their ceremony somewhere else and then their reception in another location. So I just remind them to take care of all the transportation for all the people in their wedding party before the day of or week of the ceremony. Here I cover shot list and explain that I don't really need a shot list, so they don't have to worry about that. The only shot list that I might need is for family photos, so if they'd like to give me that, they can. Other than that, I like to just capture the day as it happens without a shot list. And then here I just ask my brides to bring a box of all the important details to their getting ready location. So I recommend them just compiling a box of things like their vows, their rings, important heirlooms, invitation suites, sentimental items, letters to each other, things like that. So under each section of the day, you'll see a recommendation for coverage time, and I just include that so clients can think about how their day will flow and start thinking about timeline. So for getting ready, I will cover location, hair and makeup, start time, details, and groomsmen photos. So for location, I remind brides that it's important to consider getting ready location as another photo shoot location, and it just tells a huge part of the story and can often be overlooked. And if the venue bridal suite isn't ideal, I urge couples to consider something like an Airbnb or a friend's house, and somewhere that is spacious with minimal distractions and natural light always works best for photos. For hair and makeup, I just recommend that they set up by a window with natural light for best photos. And then for start time, I suggest that the photographers arrive as hair and makeup is finishing up. I revisit the idea of bringing important details for photos, as well as considering things like a nice hanger for their dress or getting ready robes for their bridesmaids. There's just a lot of details like this that are little things that make a big deal in photos that brides might not consider on their own. And then groomsmen photos, they often get thrown in the shed in the back with no lights. And so I just recommend considering where they are also getting ready. Otherwise, I can take their getting ready photos outside or something like that. Here, I just explain the best time in the timeline for wedding party portraits and what combinations I'll be shooting of those. Here, I explain when the best time to take family photos is, what combination of family members I'll automatically photograph, my thoughts on taking extended family photos, and the most seamless way to organize those, and then how to send me a shot list if they want to do that. Moving on to the ceremony, we'll cover unplugged ceremonies, outdoor and indoor ceremonies, processional, first kiss, and recessional. I talk about unplugged ceremonies and why it's helpful and meaningful to have devices be put away. I explain timing and lighting with outdoor ceremonies and how the time of day and direction they face is crucial for a well-lit ceremony. I cover choosing the best lighting options for indoor ceremonies and that I might need to use flash if there isn't enough natural light. I explain where I'll be standing during the processional so that they aren't shocked to see me at the front of the aisle, or they can let me know if that's a problem. I tell them to go in for a really long kiss to make sure I have time to capture it in multiple frames. And then I let them know how to walk back down the aisle after the ceremony and explain that they should walk excitedly but not too fast since I'll be walking backwards, and for bonus points to kiss in the middle of the aisle. On to couple portraits, which are my favorite part of the day. Here I explain why I love them, how I prioritize them in the timeline, and I give a few options for when these photos might take place based off if they have a first look, what the lighting is like, and other variables throughout their day. On to the reception. Here I will cover dinner and lighting. For dinner, I talk about why photographers should be served when guests are so we don't miss any important moments like toast, and this has been so helpful because now when I show up to receptions, brides are telling me to go get my food at the beginning. And then lighting, I try to avoid using flash unless I have to. So here I explain that ambient light like string lights and candles are helpful, and to ask the DJ not to turn on flashy lights until the special dances are over. Finally, I fill them in on what to expect after the wedding. So as far as turnaround time and when they will see sneak peeks and how they will receive their photos, here I highly recommend, as well as in all areas of your business, under-promising and over-delivering. So if it takes you 4 weeks to turn around a wedding, tell them it might take 6 to 8 just to keep yourself in the clear, and then surprise them with an early delivery. So there you have it. Those are all my tips and tricks that I send out to my brides and grooms before their wedding, and I hope that has been helpful for you to see in order to create a guide of your own for your clients. This guide is all about just taking care of your clients and helping them feel paid attention to, educated, and at ease. This will elevate their experience with you and also make your job easier when your clients come into their wedding stress-free and on the same page as their photographer.